Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors Academy, and thank you for stopping by. Alright, guys, Biden had himself an anti gun pep rally meeting, campaign stop in Pennsylvania about an hour ago. Now, I've walked through this video, I've watched the clip twice, and that's how much I love you guys because I had to watch Biden speak twice to get all this stuff for you, and I've condensed it down to a few clips that you need to see. We've got all of Biden's regular hits. The everlasting deer don't wear Kevlar vests. We have a reallocation of energy to determination for banning assault weapons. We have funding the police. We have American safety plans. We have everything that you can imagine, including a little bit of patronization just for you and a fun fact around guns that I bet you didn't even know. That's what we're going to talk about. Everything is going to be linked in the description box below if you want to see the entire clip. And tonight for the 9 p.m. show, I'm actually going to do a live reaction to the entire 30-minute speech so we can suffer together. But for right now, I got a few clips. I cannot wait to hear what you guys think. Let me know in the comments field what your opinions are. And let's dive into this. And please consider subscribing so we can build this channel and bring you more stuff like this more quickly. But let's get the first one because, I don't know the right thing to say. Mr. Biden, Mr. President Biden, you know how tough he is. Well, he beat the NRA, and here's the first clip.
The bills and the progress we made this summer when I signed into law the Bipartisan Safer Communities Act, the most significant gun safety law we passed in 30 years. It took 30 years. And we beat the NRA. We took them on and we beat the NRA straight up.
All right, so a couple of things that I want to say about that because, I have to react a little bit. First of all, I love the convenient placement of Moms Demand Action t-shirts right behind him the entire time. That's the first thing because, they got to get their piece too. But the big thing here is they took on the NRA, and he's talking about the red flag funding from the Senate from about a month and a half to 2 months ago, and they beat the NRA, even though the NRA was completely silent on the entire endeavor until at the very end where they said, as long as due process rights are observed, then okay. It's pretty much what they said. Keep in mind, this is also not a gun control bill from the traditional value of a gun control bill. This was funding for states to implement their own through due process and through red flag laws, with a bunch of other things. Now, of course, he's couching it as, we beat the NRA, even though the NRA legitimately never resisted, in my opinion anyway. But let's keep going, because this is one of the mainline events, because he is determined to ban ARs and assault weapons. If there's never been a reason for you to be more motivated for the midterms that are coming up in November, if there's never been more of a reason for you to be active for your Second Amendment rights, this is the guy who's openly saying, I don't have the votes right now, which we talked about, but also, give me that power and we'll make it happen. Check this out.
We took on the NRA and we're going to take them on again, and we won, and we will win again. But we're not stopping here. I'm determined to ban assault weapons in this country. Determined. I did it once before, and I'll do it again.
I did it once before because I'm such an incredible statesman. I beat the NRA, and we're going to beat him again. We're going to get that assault weapons ban, even though for the last 3 months we were told that it's absolutely going to happen. You and I were having conversations when the House bill was first passed around the assault weapons ban, the fact that it wasn't even going near the Senate. Well, here he is in a campaign trail saying, I need more senators to get this assault weapon ban passed. What happened, JoJo? Thought you guys had it on lock, because everything told us we had it on lock, even though we were saying the entire time together that they don't have the filibuster-proof majorities. But anyway, let's keep going. Let me know if you guys remember that in the comments field. Let's hit this, because now we got to do some patronization to rally the crowd up a little bit. Check this out.
One of the most conservative justices in history, Justice Scalia, once wrote, quote, like most rights, the rights granted by the Second Amendment are not unlimited. They're not unlimited. Right now, you can't go out and buy an automatic weapon. You can't go out and buy a cannon. And for those brave right-wing Americans who say it's all about keeping America's independent and safe, if you want to fight against the country, you need an F-15. You need something a little more than a gun.
Oh, this one gets my goat. I'm going to be honest with you. There's so many things here. First of all, you can buy a fully auto. You just have to have a tax stamp. You pay a tax for it, and you can actually have the right to do so. Sorry, Joe, you were wrong on that one. The other thing about brave Americans, there are no braver Americans in this country than patriots who will stand up for freedom. Sorry, it takes a lot of courage to stand up there in front of a mic with a friendly audience. You're so brave. But to patronize the fact that patriots would be willing to fight and die for their country, and I'm talking about military right now, that's a little below the belt, Joe. Not to mention, we can just talk about Ukraine. We can talk about the idea that the armed populace is a deterrent, not a guarantee. But you need F-15s and, what did he say last year? Nuclear weapons? Yeah, this is the president. But anyway, let's keep going. Now, let's get into the weapons of war, because we have to brand that right so we can pursue this further in this election cycle.
You know, we're living in a country awash with weapons of war. Weapons that weren't designed to hunt, or designed to take on an enemy. That's what they were designed to do. For God's sake, what's the rationale for these weapons?
Well, that's an easy one, Joe. First of all, the rationale for these weapons is a perfect example like Ukraine, a sovereign country that was then invaded by another sovereign country, and then they fully armed their entire populace because all of a sudden the Second Amendment became really important and it was essential. They're in a 6-month war. But other than that, nothing. Now, you know how I like me some JoJo, and I gotta put in here things that just would teach you things about firearms. Check this out, because Joe's now an expert on the bullet velocity of an AR. Check this out.
How many deer or bear wearing Kevlar vests? Huh? Not a joke. Do you realize the bullet out of an AR-15 travels 5 times as rapidly as a bullet shot out of any other gun?
That's interesting. Did you guys know that? Did you guys know that a .223 or a .556 round actually travels 5 times faster than, say, a 9mm, which travels at around 1,200 to 1,500 feet per second? So that would mean that a .556 round would go at around, what's that, 6,500 feet per second? No pressure issues there. But anyway, let's get to the hunting thing. What deer, what bear wears a bulletproof vest? Actually, if he would look into this and he would stop abusing the sportsmen of the country, he would learn that the fastest platform for hunting in the United States is the AR platform, because it is so versatile. That's also contributing to the fact that it's one of the most commonly used and owned firearms in the United States. But it's not about facts. We got to get the Moms Demand Action t-shirts behind us. We got to say some crazy things about 5 times the velocity. We got to make fun and patronize some Americans. We have to re-vilify the Second Amendment, and we really, really need to reaffirm our guarantee to abolish the idea of having assault weapons and ban them, which is ironic because the whole point of the House bill, I thought, was that you were going to do it, but now you don't. That's weird. Anyway, moving past that. This entire speech, and this is only about 10 minutes, 15 minutes of the 35-minute speech, this was meant to rally the base. This was meant to basically bolster support for assault weapons bans and get everyone around gun violence and frame the perspective. Let me know what you guys think of this in the comments field below. And tonight around 9:15, I'm going to do a live reaction of me actually watching this entire speech, and hopefully you guys will join me and I will just cry on the outside and the inside. That's what I've got for you guys. Let me know what you think in the comments field below, and I will see you on the next video. I'm Braden, signing out.